What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of The Big Blitz. I'm your host, Anthony Kemple, and today is the day we finally have Baby Sal here. You know, Baby Sal, how do you feel about being on this podcast, being my co-host? I mean, for me, I'm excited to get started with you, bro. It's going to be such a great experience, and welcome to the team.
I'm absolutely thrilled. Expectations are through the roof, and I can't wait to get this going with you. Obviously, it's not my first podcast with you, but it's our first one officially together on the new Big Blitz, I would call it, and officially as the co-host. I'm so excited. I know I'm leaving for Italy tomorrow, but this is probably the only other thing that can come close to topping that right now.
Yeah. So, yeah, guys. Firstly, we're on YouTube, so the quality is not going to be perfect at first. You know, we're still working on some things. Working on an intro, working on a few things, working on an app that's going to get us better quality and everything. But for now, this is what we're going to work with. You know, I'm excited to have Baby Sal, and let's get into it. So week 2, you know, it was a wild week. I guess we could start off with the Thursday night game, the Giants versus the Redskins. My bad, not the Redskins football team. That's on me, my fault. Another game the Giants just blow. It was, you know, as a Giants fan, it's just absurd to see. 30-29 was the final score. Their football team missed the field goal to win the game, but they called Dexter Lawrence offsides, and you know Washington got another chance at the kick, and they made the field goal and they won the game. It's a heartbreaker because as a Giants fan, you're watching it, and you know Kenny Galladay's not involved. Your first round draft pick Kadarius Toney's not involved. You know, I mean, Shep is having an amazing time. Daniel Jones played his first really good game of the year, and you know the defense let him down, the coaching let him down. You know, again, James Bradbury gets that pick at the 15-yard line, and Jason Garrett called 2 draw plays, and that was just absurd. 2 draw plays, and all you needed was a first down to seal the game, and they couldn't do it. And on the third down, they called a slant to Shep for like 2 yards. I couldn't believe it. I mean, the Giants are a joke. Washington is an okay team. I don't know. But what do you think about Washington? They're okay.
Pretty much what I thought coming in, like we talked about in the summer. It was like a kind of a mystery bag, although we've seen some of it last year. Fitzmagic didn't make it past week 1. So I think they look a little more stable with Heineke. I don't think there's like a lot of upside, but I also think the defense is kind of underperforming, you know, which is what held them up last year. Definitely think it's a problem for the Giants when Daniel Jones is outrunning Saquon Barkley.
Huh.
I think Saquon can only get better from here, but he needs to get 100 or at least closer to 100%.
Yeah,
I watched this whole game, so I think this is a game the Giants shouldn't have lost, and they seem to continue to find ways to lose, so to find ways to win, and it's not going to help. It's going to be a close division, but these are not the games. These division games we can't lose.
Right now. And you talk about the Redskins defense underperforming. Oh my God, not the Redskins, the football team defense underperforming. But I think the Giants defense is underperforming too. You know, the first 2 weeks, you spend money on Corey Jackson. You know, you brought in a couple other players. I mean, you lose your best defensive lineman in Dalvin Tomlinson. You know, that one hurt to see him go. And the defense is just underperforming. You're not stopping them. You get one big stop and the offense lets you down, but we need more out of the defense too because the offense can't do anything. But
no, I mean Sterling Shepard looks good.
He looks solid.
Lauren absolutely all over the field. It's actually ridiculous.
Yeah.
Antonio Gibson is a little banged up. You know, McKissick stepped up with the touches he got. He kind of dominated there, kind of exposing the Giants defense, but. Yeah, I'm not excited for either team. It's not even about being a Cowboys fan. They both look pretty par right now. Too bad. So, you know, there's a lot of season left though.
Yeah, I mean it's only week 2. There's still a lot of football left to play.
Yeah,
we have an extra week now. But I mean, as a Giants fan, should you be a little concerned that this is the 7th season that you guys started 0-2 in a row?
Very concerned.
I mean, at some point, it just gets to be the same bullshit.
Yeah, it's like a system, you know, and you create this environment.
We get our hopes up, you know. On paper, we're a really good team on paper, but then when it comes to the play, it's you know, you expect it to be good, and then they just let us down every year. 7 years.
Yeah, I mean, looking at your guys' schedule, I didn't think you guys would be 0-2. I thought this would be a year you'd get it going.
Yeah, at least 1-1, and now we head into to play Atlanta at home. I mean, you have to win. You have to win the game at home.
You got to beat Atlanta.
Yeah, Have to be.
0-3
Atlanta
is a
has
problem.
yeah. Atlanta doesn't really have a good team. I'll be honest. Their offense.
Are they on? They're 0-2 as well. So
Yeah, they're on too. They were.
someone's got to win this game.
Yeah, we can continue talking about Atlanta versus the Bucks. They were in that game for a while, honestly, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
they started shaky, like they were down, but then they had a little comeback and they were like maybe like couple points down or like a tutty down, and then
Yeah, they played them well.
the offense just shut down again. The Bucks had 2 interceptions, 2 pick sixes back to back, which was mind blowing.
Brady four touchdown passes again. So that's 4 and 5 now.
4+.
Guy's like 50 years old.
Yep, that's a 4th straight game he did that. That's unbelievable. That's the longest streak.
It just doesn't. It's just so easy with those weapons and him. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a shootout every game if you want to beat them.
Oh yeah, I mean the Bucks brought back the same team, and the first 2 games they're looking phenomenal. They played a really good game versus Dallas week 1. That game was so good, amazing game, but they pulled it out.
That was a great game.
It was a great game to kick the season off, and the Bucks. I don't know who the Bucks play this week.
I feel like the Falcons don't really have an identity. Matt Ryan's looking shaky.
Yeah,
I mean, he got like some good throws this week, but 3 interceptions. Like, not good. Cordell Patterson showed up in both the run and the passing game.
Yeah, Cordell
Maybe
Patterson
that's something.
Fits good with the Falcons, though. I was watching him. They have a good scheme that finally fits him.
Yeah, he stepped up. Ridley found the end zone.
Yeah, they got a
much better game.
They got to use Ridley.
Pitts looks good. I mean, Pitts needs a little bit more, I think, targets, but he's doing good. Obviously, he's a monster. So, I mean, you got some weapons, man.
Yeah, but the O-line is a problem for the Falcons, too. They're not holding up for Matt Ryan. He can't get the ball out quick enough. They're really not using Ridley that much to start the games off. I mean, Ridley was worked in a little more with second half. I mean, he's on my fantasy team, so I know like the most. But, do you see what happened when they started working him in? They started catching up. They started getting yards. Because I don't think they're a run team. I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball with Mike Davis.
Yeah, Mike Davis doesn't look good for some reason. Leonard Fournette looks like he's taken over the spot on the running back there, but even then, it's like they don't run the ball a lot. So
yeah, you got so many weapons.
Committee, but they pass all the time. Yeah, Gronk's taking all the red zone. He's literally consuming 4 touchdowns already, 2 each week.
It's crazy.
Brady just trusts his receivers and his arm. He just throws them, it in.
You think Brady would like start being shaky by now, but he came out this season like on fire. The guy's throwing bullets, throwing darts. I mean,
that's right. Brady did have 5 touchdowns.
That's a scary team. That's a scary team coming into the season. Super Bowl champs. They're on their high horse. Brady. You know what Brady does.
I think Brady's trying to set a record.
Yeah. What is he going for? His 8th, 7th, 8th?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable, bro. It's unbelievable.
I think he can break the record with touching passes alone. I mean, possibly yards.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's talk about your boys, bro. The Cowboys versus the Chargers. That
was a good game.
Was wild.
Yeah. I mean, It didn't have like as many like points as people may have wanted, or definitely when watching it, the second half was like a little weird, but it was a wild game. It was back and forth in a way. And we had the lead for the most part, but they kept coming every time they got close. It's like they just shot themselves in the foot with penalties.
Yeah,
they literally had 2 touchdowns get called back. The Chargers.
I know a lot of people were like complaining that the refs blew the game. That's the reason why the Cowboys won, but
it wouldn't go that far. I think we should have ran away with it though.
Yeah,
I think we should have put them away, and we didn't.
Yeah,
these are the games you got to find a way to win. So, Chargers are a good team. They're a great team this year.
Yeah. I mean, Justin Herbert looks phenomenal last year, and he's just building off of this year. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. Mike Williams is having an awesome first 2 weeks.
Mike Williams is awesome.
Really solid, bro. Really solid.
I mean, Dak didn't find the end zone with his arm. He did have 1 pick. It wasn't horrible. He did enough for the team to win, but you're going to expect more down the road from Dak. So if this is a bad game and we get a win, then I'll take it.
Exactly.
A win is a win. Tony Pollard looked phenomenal, but we've seen it at the end of last year. Zeke wasn't horrible, but still looked like he was missing that explosiveness.
Yeah, so
that we thought we saw in the
Zeke. They didn't week 1. They didn't really use him that much. They used Tony Pollard a lot.
Yeah, because of the game, right? Because they're playing the Bucks and stuff.
That's why you think they played him a lot week 1.
Who you're talking about, Pollard?
Yeah, week 1 Pollard played a lot
Well,
because
I think in general they weren't running a lot week 1.
okay.
They were just throwing the ball, but
Dude, Zeke
Pollard
had
got 13 carries to Zeke 16, so they're 50-50 almost.
yeah, that's crazy. I mean, he's a good back, but you
When
think
you're
about
averaging 4 yards per carry, you should be getting touches,
Mhm.
right? It's pretty awesome.
That's true. That's true.
Now Pollard, he's got a nice burst, man, and he plays with heart. I got no problem with him, and he can catch.
Yeah, no, I like Tony Pollard. He's a
Yeah.
good athlete.
CeeDee Lamb looks great. He almost had that touchdown the last play of the half. Did you see that one?
I don't remember.
Dude, you have to see that.
So many games at once.
You have to go see that play, dude.
Nice.
So we're either at our 50, we're before our 50, I believe. Honestly, we're right before our 50-yard line. They ditched out to a quick throw to him, and it looked like it was gonna be a backyard bullshit kind of play. But he spun on someone, cut across the field, ran he got all the way to the 20, within the 20-yard line, dished it out to Zeke, and then Zeke tried to take it into the pine line, right into the corner, and he got hit out just pretty much a yard or two out of the end zone. They almost scored in the last play. That was so cool. But
the highlights for that.
he still had 8 for 81. But he didn't do anything in the second half. So he had all that. Literally, he did all that in the first half. So
yeah, I mean,
this guy's feasting, bro. No one else really did anything. So.
Michael Gallup's out for a couple weeks, right?
Yeah. Lamar got banged up.
Yeah. So that's something to look at.
Calf, I think. A couple of weeks. Yeah.
Interesting.
However, I think the big thing here is the Cowboys defense.
Yeah,
clearly they look miles better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trayvon Diggs has 2 picks already, almost 3, but 1 was a penalty. He got there a little early on the guy, but made a good play. They have 4 interceptions in total in 2 weeks. That's a beautiful start. We haven't done that, and I don't even remember if we've ever done that. Not in my time. We don't do things like that. Yeah. Fumble recoveries, they're doing it all. And that's with people getting hurt. DeMarcus Lawrence is out.
They looked really good. They got a couple turnovers when I was watching, so that's something to be as a Cowboys fan.
Absolutely, I think it's more of just a mentality and a scheme, and Dan Quinn is obviously a big help to that. So
that defense is young as shit.
Yeah,
they got a lot of those players in the draft this year.
Both teams are going to be fine.
Yeah,
Chargers have a tougher division.
Of course, our division, but I don't really know what's going on in the East. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, it's going to be tough because it's the East of the East, but we could run away with it.
Yeah,
this could be the year we run away with it. I'm not sure the Eagles are going to fare. So they did lose this game.
Yeah, they lost. Who'd they play this week? And they played the
Niners.
Niners?
They lost 17-11 to the Niners.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I did not get to see much of this game.
I watched most of it because I have Miles Sanders on my fantasy team.
Fun fact: the Niners have made the Super Bowl the last 2 seasons that they went 2-0. So I guess they haven't done that since what year was that? 2013 when they when we had the brother Super Bowl, the Harbaugh Super Bowl.
13, yeah, somewhere around there, 2013, yeah, something like that, around that time. But the lights went out at the Super Bowl and everyone was confused. Yeah, I'll never forget that. Wait, didn't they make the Super Bowl recently too? 49ers? But didn't they get blown out or something? They were really good. They made it to the Super Bowl, then the next year they died out.
Yeah. So, can you hear me? I'm sorry. 1 second.
No, you're good. The Dolphins got blown out 35-0 this week versus the Bills.
Yeah, they got fucked.
Two left the game early with a rib injury to, I think it was second quarter, right before half. Yeah. Jacoby Brissett stepped up.
He was hurt.
But the Dolphins couldn't get anything going, bro. It was terrible to watch.
Who's stepping up into his place?
Jacoby Brissett.
Oh, Brissett.
He's been bounced around a lot too.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was on the Dolphins till last week.
Yeah, no, I agree. I didn't even know that. That's news to me. Crazy, bro.
Bills did look nice. They look good. The offense looks like it's getting going.
Bills look great, yeah.
Yeah, compared to week
I think there's definitely more there for them too, That was a mediocre game too. Josh Allen only completed 17 of 33, 179 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. So, I mean, that's not the Josh Allen we're expecting to see either.
He's bound to get going soon, bro. He's going to go off.
Yeah. They're winning 35-0 like that. They'll be okay. Singletary showed up again, so it looks like he's the lead back still.
Yeah, what happened with Zach Moss?
I'm pretty sure Zach Moss didn't do bad. He got he's like the red zone guy. He got in the end zone twice.
Okay, yeah,
he just only got 8 carries.
All right, Sal, wait 1 second. Breaking news in the Carolina game. I don't know if I'm bad luck because I'm repping his jersey today. Go Panthers! Shout out to my boy Push. But Christian McCaffrey just injured his hamstring and he's out for the remainder of the game. I don't know what the injury is, to what extent, but from the replay I seen, it was non-contact. Obviously, he was just running and then he pulled up and his hamstring. I guess he pulled it. He's out for game. They just rolled him out for game.
Wow, that's not the first time he's done that.
No, last year was his ankle. Last year, or hamstring, or both.
Wow,
it was something like that. I think it was both. But hamstring, that's tough.
That's a uh-oh.
That's a big uh-oh, bro. That's a big uh-oh.
I've had second and third picks this year in drafts, so
yeah.
I have not been able to touch Christian McCaffrey. Obviously, as a football player, this is a football podcast. We don't want to see anybody like that get hurt. So
no, never want to see
bless up to him. He's always bounced back. So I'm not sure how long the injury is. I don't think
he's the best running back in the league, in my opinion.
But he's out for game, is what they're saying.
Out for game. They rolled him out for game immediately. I don't know if it's just precautionary reasons, so he doesn't tweak it anymore. But I guess we're going to see in the upcoming week on what they're going to do. There's a long time before they play next Sunday again. So we'll keep you guys updated on that situation. But I just wanted to share that with you because that was so unexpected. So unexpected. But back on to Buffalo. You were talking about Zach Moss. Yeah, two rushing touchdowns. You were telling me he was
he only had 8 carries, but it's all happening in the red zone. He got in twice. Singletary's been running all over the field, which is good. And
I feel like the last 2 years, that running back committee has been so it just always flip flops every time.
Yeah, it's nice for them to establish some running because there's gonna be games that they're probably not gonna run. So, the Dolphins. Not really sure what to make of them, and now obviously without Tua, that's a problem. What's Tua's injury? I didn't really
his
see
ribs.
what happened.
I think it's his ribs. He I don't know if he broke them or bruised them or what it was, but he took a shot and he was holding his ribs, so I think that's what that was. I don't know how long he's out for. He might just have bruised ribs and it's out for this week. But
Gotcha.
I don't really have an update on that.
That's crazy.
You know what another crazy game was this week?
Yeah.
The Cardinals and Vikings. Dude, the Cardinals are unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah, the Cardinals are awesome. I mean, Kyle Murray is an absolute monster.
Oh my God.
He really, really is.
He was 29 for 36, 400 yards, 3 touchdowns. Granted, he had 2 picks, but everything else he did erases that. He also had 31 rushing yards and 1 rushing touchdown. That's 4 touchdowns, bro.
I'm kind of impressed in the Vikings way they played this game. Obviously, this game came down to 1 point. So
yeah,
this is an excellent game. Really, really, this is a thriller for sure.
Yeah, I think Minnesota started the game with 2 plays, and they scored 75 yards to start the game.
Their offense can explode at any second.
Yeah, this game was back and forth. They were up. Vikings were up 20-7 at one point.
I was a little upset with the Cardinals' defense's performance, especially after what they did week 1.
Yeah, I know a lot of people in fantasy picked up the Cardinals' defense because of the way they played in week 1.
I did as well, actually. They got me almost negative points.
Yeah, that was a big.
But when he plays kind of offenses, you never know, so it can happen.
Yeah. Rondell Moore had a week 2, 7 receptions.
Yeah, I was big on him.
Yeah, he outperformed.
I like that guy in a good offense too.
Yeah. Looks like everyone on that offense was eating this week. Max Williams, 7 receptions, 94 yards. Christian Kirk, 3 receptions, 65. Hop, 4, 54 yards. I mean, that offense is just deadly.
Chase Hopkins a little banged up too, ribs I think too as well, right?
Who?
Hopkins hurt his ribs too, I think.
Yeah, he did. It looks like Chase Edmonds and James Conner are splitting carries. They both got 8 each. Edmonds put up more numbers, but that looks like they're going to figure out that backfield. I feel like Edmonds is more of a third down catching back, and James Conner, we see what he did in Pittsburgh, so I think that's something else to look out for.
Kirk looks very good, actually.
Who?
Kirk looks very good.
Yeah, he had no.
He has he does this every year. So.
Yeah, he does. He's either hit or miss, honestly. But I mean, Dalvin Cook, 22 carries, 131 yards.
I think Kirk's biggest problem is in the bigger games, primetime games down the stretch. Yep.
The pressure gets to him, bro.
Yeah.
Pressure definitely gets to him.
I'm really liking this KJ Osborne guy though.
Yeah.
I think, no one's really talking much about him.
Second week he had a big week.
Yeah, it wasn't just a 1 week wonder. I think he could be the Justin Jefferson this year. Not to take anything away from Justin Jefferson. Remember, Thielen's doing great. He's finding in the end zone, but he's on his way out as far as age. So all
three of them, Osborne, Jefferson, and Thielen, all had a touchdown.
They all had a touchdown. Yep.
And
it was a trifecta.
Yeah. So that's a great receiving core to have. Again, as long as Kirk Cousins is on point that week, I mean, the Vikings are going to be another team that makes a good run this year.
Exactly. AJ Green had some action. He found the end zone.
Yeah, it's good to see him getting back. New team.
Have we seen a lot of people?
Have we seen anything about how JJ Watt's doing this year for Arizona?
Yeah, I mean, week 1 they went off him and
That's right. Yeah.
I want to say Chandler.
Yeah, Chandler Jones.
Chandler went off. Chandler Jones. Yeah. They had an excellent week 1, but they didn't play this kind of offense in week 1.
Mm-hmm. No, I like.
No, definitely keep your eye on them. Keep your eye on Minnesota to get back. I think they lost both games by 1 point. I got to check week 1 now. Yeah. But they're not. It's the defense is the problem, obviously there. But Minnesota can definitely bounce back and win some games. I could see them definitely being the 0-2 team that makes a chance, make a run, maybe, or at least has a chance to make a run here.
Yeah, they're one of the better 0-2 teams.
No, absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah, they can beat anyone though, really.
Yeah, keeping up with the Cardinals like they did this week. I mean,
they lost. Oh, that's right. They lost to the Bengals in overtime by the
that's right.
Field goal.
It went to overtime.
So
it's like three-point games that they're losing.
Yeah, I watched that one. Try to see what they have this week.
Vikings. Not sure who they have this week, honestly. Let me see if I could get it up. The Vikings. The Vikings have the Seahawks. So another tough game for them.
That's a big game. Yeah, another situation where a team is 0-2 and they desperately need a win.
Yeah, Seattle has 6 straight wins versus the Vikings, so that's going to be another.
Yeah, so keep your eyes on a lot of these 0-2 teams, though, because obviously 0-3 is a huge difference in the NFL.
Yeah.
So
0-3 is huge different. I don't know from the Giants for the last 7 seasons.
Yeah, it really is.
Plays a whole different ball game.
One of the things stood out to me was the poor performance. Not a surprise, but the poor performance of the Jets, especially in a rivalry game against a mediocre Patriots. Honestly,
bro, don't get me started with the Jets, man.
They look bad, bro.
Terrible.
Turn that game off quickly.
Terrible, Sal. Only 6 points. Like,
I don't like turning off football games. I enjoy watching pretty much any football game, and I tried to watch all the football games. That was an unenjoyable football game, bro.
Battle the rookie quarterbacks. I mean, it looked like Mac Jones.
Yeah, Mac Jones. You thought it'd be, yeah. It was an interesting game.
Yeah.
Jones versus Wilson. It was fucking. It was so bad. I don't think the Patriots ever were in risk to lose that game.
No, bro. You know what's funny right now? I'm trying to look at the Jets stats for to see what Zach Wilson did, and they're just not there. Bro, his stats are not there. It goes right to rushing and receiving. He's just not on the thing. Did he do that bad? I mean, I turned it off. It was terrible.
I see that too, actually. He did pretty bad. He did pretty bad.
Yeah.
Michael Carter did a little better, I guess you can say. At least he's, he did a 5.4 average.
Michael Carter was the best offensive player that week. He had the best.
I mean, but again, in such a bad offense, like it doesn't even when Le'Veon Bell was there, it doesn't matter who the freaking running back is. Exactly. You can't utilize them enough. You're behind. Baxton Berrios has been fine. He's been a target machine. He's been getting all the targets there. Elijah Moore is going to progress himself. I think he'll be fine. But
Corey Davis, dude, you got to get him more involved. We
he's
know what
involved. Yeah,
do. We've seen it last year in Tennessee.
I mean, 2 catches, 8 yards. That's terrible.
That's terrible. 5 targets. All these guys outperformed. Everyone on offense outperformed Corey Davis. Even Tyler Croft had 1 reception for 8 yards. Corey Davis had 2. Jets are terrible, bro. Terrible. They should be 0-2.
And I don't think the Patriots are that good either.
No, Mac Jones didn't throw a touchdown. He was 22 for 30, 186 yards.
No, they don't look good.
Their run game helped them win. And the run game wasn't even that good. Damian Harris had 16 carries for 62 yards and a tutty.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, so Zach Wilson completed 14 of 19 passes. So, not bad in the accuracy range. Well, as far as completions, he had 210 yards, but he had 0 touchdowns for 4 picks.
That's terrible. That's terrible, bro. It's terrible.
I don't matter. 0 touchdowns, 4 picks is all you need to see on that stat line.
That's terrible.
I mean, think about it this way too. He threw 19 passes. He completed 19, so he didn't throw that many passes. Within 20 passes, and he threw 4 picks. So every 5th throw is an interception.
That's terrible. That's terrible, bro. They were so high on this guy. They picked him over Mac Jones. They picked him over
2 touchdowns in week 1.
Trey Lance. Bro, this guy went second, right?
Yeah.
Second overall pick in the draft over Mac Jones, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, man.
Man, he's a rookie. It is his second game, so we'll give him some time. But
bro,
that becomes consistent. That's it's not good.
And
4 picks.
They worked on their own line too, bro. They worked on their own line. They brought in Corey Davis. They have Elijah Moore. They drafted. I mean,
why not just run the ball more?
Yeah, exactly.
Why do I have to throw 4 picks?
Exactly.
So there's definitely some bad management there as well.
You have Tevin Coleman. We know what he could do. We've seen him in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
It's a shit
show. Mac Jones actually also didn't throw a touchdown. He didn't throw any interceptions, and that was the difference. But he also didn't throw any touchdowns.
But that's about it.
But I can understand these rookies are that but you'd rather have a rookie like that who's not forcing any interceptions but not doing a lot of production. So and when the other team is throwing 4 interceptions, you didn't have to do much. I think Damian Harris looks fine.
Damian Harris looks good.
Not great, but he's definitely a bell cow, I guess you would say. His average isn't that high, but I really want to see them. They had Ramondre Stevenson was a healthy scratch. I think they should just get him involved. I mean, they're a team that's known to be splitting backs, but I think he has a lot more upside. I think he'll take over later on in the year.
I would like to see them get Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith involved more.
Yeah, Hunter Henry's he had 2 good catches, but they didn't give him enough targets. So
Jonnu Smith, right?
But again, he only had 180 yards, so he hasn't really moved the ball. He hasn't passed the ball right. They didn't really do anything offensively.
It was a shitty game, bro. It was really terrible. I mean, the Pats defense.
They ran in 2 touchdowns. That was it.
Yeah,
that's all he needed to do.
Pats defense.
And I'm pretty sure they had a defensive touchdown, right?
Defensive touchdown, yeah, I believe they did have that.
You get 4 picks, probably one of them's going back.
Yeah.
So there's not much to cover on this week. I got 2 rookie quarterbacks that are struggling. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it was a shit game. I mean, hopefully they'll get better for the Jets' sake, but that was terrible, bro. That was
we almost saw an 0-2 Patriots. If they didn't play the Jets, we might have seen an 0-2 Patriots the first time.
Yeah.
And since my lifetime.
That would have been so good to see. Another good 0-2 team. The Rams versus the Colts. Colts are 0-2. That was another great game.
Yeah, the Colts are weird this year.
Colts are weird.
Obviously, solid defense. We know that. I never really liked Carson Wentz the way most people do it. And then it wasn't even about the Eagles, obviously being the Cowboys and you're a Giants fan. I just don't really like them, man. I know he had the injury and all that.
Yeah, I never really liked Wentz. I didn't really think he was that good for the Eagles. I mean, you see Nick Foles went in and won the Super Bowl. They didn't really need Carson Wentz.
He's losing. He's got an arm and stuff. I just feel like he just doesn't have that I don't know. There's just a certain knack that a good quarterback needs to have. I don't think he has that.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I just don't see it.
I don't see it at all either.
There's some leadership there. I don't want to knock him for his leadership.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's just no superstar in him,
Yeah, we'll see though. It's the second game here with the Rams' new team. With the Colts.
Yeah, no, you got to give him time there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying he's the only reason, they're not winning. They only lost. They lost to a good Rams team by 3 points. It's not,
With Rams
So
or
we'll just,
that
let's not
offense,
forget what it is.
that offense, Sal, is
Yeah.
unbelievable. Matthew Stafford is
The defense is good too. Shut down Jonathan Taylor for the most part.
Yeah. The defense,
No, that offense
I think,
is firing.
the best defense in the league.
They've had the most balanced team. Truthfully.
Yeah. This is like the first time I've seen Matthew.
Their defense
Stafford.
matches their offense.
Yeah.
No, they're great. Pittman definitely showed up. 8 receptions, 123 yards. He didn't find the end zone. And that could be just a relationship with him and Wentz, but he looked good. Zach Pascal still finding the end zone. He seems to be his go-to in the red zone.
Yeah, I think you'll see that a lot this season. He's always even last season he was red zone threat.
I'm actually honestly extremely happy for Stafford. I mean, I've been watching Stafford his entire career.
Yeah.
Battling with the Cowboys and Romo back in the day. The guy was always a clutch guy. He's the kind of guy who has it. Like Jared Goff and Wentz, they just kind of missing something. He's been stuck in Detroit for his whole life, and Detroit's kind of just like a black hole. Maybe we can get into the next.
He's enjoying playing football since fucking
you can see that, right?
Yeah,
he's always been that kind of player, man. He's electric.
Woods, Tyler Higbee, Cooper Kupp went 9 receptions, 163 yards. The first 2 weeks too, bro. He is letting it up, and Stafford's liking that.
Henderson didn't look great. I don't know. I thought it was a lot of.
That's the only downside to them is their run game.
Yeah, he looked like. I know he had a decent stat for him with getting in the end zone, but he just looked it was very crappy carries, man. It was like little chunks. And he got in the end zone. Anyone could have gotten the end zone at that point. So Michelle has definitely more upside than even Henderson, and Henderson pinged up. So maybe Sony will do better. Yeah, I don't think Sony's really a bell cow either. So
if they had Cam Akers, who if he didn't get hurt with his Achilles, I mean, his offense would be top notch.
Oh yeah. How about re-sign Todd Gurley? Just do it.
I know. He's still in waivers, bro. He's still in waivers.
It seems so perfect right now.
Yeah,
it really does. Like he knows that offense. They don't. It seems like he would just feast. What's the worst case? He just becomes a red zone guy anyway. I mean,
it sucks. It really makes me mad that what happened to Gurley happened. I mean, he had that knee injury, and then that's it.
He's still pretty young. I don't really get it either.
Yeah. He had a decent year in Atlanta last year. I mean, not something too special. But
Cooper Kupp, obviously, we can't go without talking about him though before we leave this matchup, because Cooper Kupp has been an absolute dynamite, bro.
Yeah,
9 catches, 163 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
he's feasting.
You could continue to see this with him.
Yeah, he's a feast.
And just wait until Robert Woods gets involved a little more too. They're both.
Yeah, but I don't think he's not. He's doing okay. He's doing fine, Robert Woods.
He's doing okay.
I mean, he's not getting the production.
When he gets off how he was last season, bro. This team is going to be unstoppable. Yeah. This is going to be the team that I think is going to be the one to beat in the playoffs.
Yeah. They still have Brandon Cooks, because Brandon Cooks look like he's back in form too, by the way.
Yeah, well, Brandon
Cooks looks awesome. I know. He just looks great.
Yeah, dude, he's having a freaking awesome 2 weeks. He's wide receiver 1 over there, bro. I expected that. I didn't expect the Texans to be doing decently, honestly.
Yeah. The Texans actually end up losing to Cleveland, 21-31.
Yeah. That game was
Cleveland
close.
got their first win.
Yeah,
the game was closer than it looks. Yeah. Tyrod Taylor obviously now injured. That's the big news there. Clearly, they're playing right now at this moment. But they have David Wills. How do you say his name?
David Mills. Yeah. Davis Mills.
Davis Mills. So Tyrod was actually doing well, man. Tyrod was actually doing very good. Tyrod was looking good. I even had him in my dynasty league, so I'm a little upset. But Justin Fields is now starting. We'll get to that in a second. Davis Mills. Jesus Christ, I'm like dyslexic. I swear to God. I think Mark Ingram. I think he's found some rejuvenated spirit. Mark Ingram. He's always been a competitor, man, a leader. Mark Ingram, he loves the game. He
looks like the running back one over there. And as we speak,
for sure,
scored.
We saw that in the end. He scored.
Yep, not him, but the Texans scored.
Okay, what's the score over there? 7-7.
7-7. Pending the extra point.
Who scored?
Not really sure. The numbers changed. The numbers throw me off, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy though. They got Mark Ingram kind of like getting back to who he is. You got David Johnson and you got Philip Lindsay on that roster. So it's a pretty dynamic rushing group, man. One of the more dynamic. I know it's all veterans, but it's pretty cool to see that. Brandon Cooks again, absolutely on fire. I'm actually happy for the man. This he's a beast. You know, he really, really is a beast. He came on hot last year too. It's not like this is out of the, you know, it's a year off or so. He came on hot at the end of the year. Now he's just picking up where he left off. And but the problem is beyond David Cooks, it's a freaking slope. There's nothing beyond him. Everyone else has one reception. Yeah. David Johnson has 2 for 22 yards. It's actually quite ridiculous what happens after Brandon Cooks. But
how much can he really do before he takes a big shot, bro? He's getting 14 targets he had that game.
He kind of has to, yeah, because that's where the production's coming from too. But
yeah, I mean, for anyone who has him in fantasy, kudos to you for drafting him, because I let him go because I didn't expect that out of him.
So we have to say one of the better running back cores on paper.
Yeah.
You know, but worst receiving core by far.
Definitely.
Worst receiving core. It's horrible, actually.
I feel like if Deshaun Watson
embarrassingly
was a quarterback, Nick Cooks would have 100 targets a game.
I mean, they got very good running backs that can catch out of the back, but we can't count them, you know?
Yeah.
They may have to just utilize them more, you know, like Philip Lindsay and especially David Johnson. Make him a receiver. Might as well just make him. He should just be lining up in the receiver spot in a slot.
It's crazy.
It's a weird. Houston's a weird team, and then obviously the whole thing with Watson. I mean, it's accumulation of just a weird season for them. And
do we ever hear anything about the Watson situation? I know.
No, but to see Houston even compete still at this point already, that's pretty good for them. I'll be honest. Defense isn't bad though. You know, I know they lost JJ, so they're going to be a mediocre team that's going to just battle out. You know, they're going to force teams to earn their wins. They're not going to do anything down the stretch, but. And then Cleveland looks hot, man. They gave up that one win. They really should be 2-0.
Yeah, they should have beat the Chiefs.
Should be 2-0. I mean, Baker's my question mark there. He's been kind of efficient, but like, you know, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He's got to do more.
I'll give him some slack because Jarvis Landry did get hurt. There's no Odell.
Yeah.
No, they're kind of running off of a backup.
Oh, you're right. So they're in the same situation here.
Yeah, they're at this. I mean, they got Donovan Peoples-Jones. He's all right, you know.
Yeah, their biggest targets were Demetric Felton, who's kind of like a flex receiver, wide receiver, running back. The 2 tight ends, Bryant and Hooper, kind of splitting. And then Rashard Higgins, who only had 2 catches, though. Yeah, it's kind of an embarrassing performance in the receiving game.
Yeah.
They have Chubb and Hunt.
That's rushing cores too, bro. Kareem Hunt actually got more carries than Nick Chubb that week.
Yeah, he needs Odell Beckham more than ever. That could be a difference maker for the Browns.
Definitely.
I have a decent feeling about Odell. I think I kind of did this year, you know, going into summer. I didn't know when he was going to play, but it looks like possibly this week. So he's activated.
The update was this week, but Odell himself, I believe, said he's still not sure if he'll be ready this week. He's going to be a game time call. That's what it's going to be. Come down to. It's a game time decision. But I think Juice isn't, Juice, I call him Juice, but Jarvis Landry isn't going to be there for at least 3-4 weeks, you know, with his injury. So if you get Odell back this week, I feel like he's going to be put on a pitch count. You know, he's not going to play many snaps, so I'm not going to overdo it. But when he becomes fully healthy, man, I feel like we're going to see the old Odell. I think he's going to be amazing.
Yeah,
you know,
I hope so.
In New York. My Odell. You know, missed the guy, but.
No, I'm definitely rooting for the Browns this year a little bit.
Yeah, I am too. I was rooting for them last year. It sucks that they got eliminated, but I like them. They're a good team.
And then you, this was a boring game, but, you know, expected to be a close game. I had my eyes on this game, you know, fantasy-wise, but the Broncos versus Jaguars. Broncos pulled it off 23-13. Jaguars just aren't looking good. Honestly, I thought they would look a lot better. I think a lot of us did. I know they were the worst team last year, but
they're on their straight loss in a row. The Jags.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like so. I mean, that's upsetting.
Oh, they lost 17 straight games.
17 straight games.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
But can we just?
That's actually absurd.
Yeah, that's crazy. Can we talk about Teddy Gloves, bro?
Yeah, for sure. No, he's doing great.
God, bro, amazing.
No, absolutely. He's absolutely.
Yeah, I knew he was going to come in and get that starting job. I mean, Drew Lock's okay, but Teddy Two Gloves
But
just
Locke did look good. He's just younger, and I think the right move maybe is to go with the veteran for now. Locke's
yeah.
looking good, but look,
Lock
it's kind of like a you know I
Allen.
don't know how you would say it, but he played behind Drew Brees last year. He learned from Drew Brees.
Yep.
He's already a veteran as it was. He were always solid. So something
Even when he
clicked with
stepped
him
up
being
for
there.
the Saints, he
Yeah,
did all right.
exactly. So that was a big transition year for him
Yeah.
to get back in the spotlight and to settle in. I think it's showing.
Yeah, he had a
And
good week.
then
26.
now you could have Drew Lock kind of sit behind Teddy. So
Yeah, he'll
I think
learn.
it works in the long run.
Yeah, Teddy went 26, 34.
And Denver's 2-0. I know they played the Giants in Jacksonville.
Yeah, I mean, their receiving core, they don't have Jerry Jeudy right now for a couple of weeks, but Cortland Sutton, he had an
Stepped
amazing
up.
week too. He stepped up in Jerry Jeudy's, position. 9 receptions, 159 yards, 12 targets.
And Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon look like a nice split. Melvin helping in the receiving game. Melvin's going to step up in the receiving game because of that.
Yeah.
Tim Patrick has been solid each week. Noah Fant getting in the end zone. So I wouldn't sleep on their backup tight end either. I'm not going to say his name out loud, but
they got to use Noah Fant a little bit more too. He's a great tight end. I mean, he did have 6 targets, but he had 4 receptions. He's a big red zone threat too. Big red zone threat for them.
So Denver's definitely solid, man. They're clearly the defense is doing something right too. So
they're a mediocre team that's gonna be on the edge. They're not.
Trevor Lawrence is throwing too many picks.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot more upside than Zach Wilson and these other guys. I think he'll eventually click, and he's on a shitty team.
They got to get their run game going, bro. James Robinson had 11 carries for 47 yards. That wasn't him.
It's not good enough.
What you?
No, it's not good. I don't know. Mike Davis as well. So it's like I don't know. It's only week 2, so
they got a good receiving core too.
Marvin Jones showed up. Yeah, Chark didn't do much, unfortunately.
Laviska Shenault only had 2 receptions for -3 yards, bro. He's
coming off an injury though. I think he was still banged up. Right?
Is he coming off an injury?
He was. He was. Well, he's a little bit. He was played. He was.
Okay.
So I think that I don't know if that had to do anything with it, but
yeah, I just think they need to get
100%.
the running game going, and Jacksonville's going to be okay.
Yeah, because if you establish the running game, you can help the passing game for sure. You can settle it down.
Seems like a lot of going to help Trevor. Once you start that run game, bro, they're going to stack the box, and then you could let your receivers free.
Yeah.
Trevor.
Yeah, there's not too much cover in this game, but
No, not that much. It was a boring game. Not
too much. Trevor Lawrence is kind of erratic. He needs to calm down and get this running game going and get a relationship with his receivers.
I think
a lot of missed throws.
He'll take like another week to settle in, but for Zach Wilson, he'll take a while to settle in. I think he's still a little shaky.
Yeah. Now I think possibly the biggest 2-0 team to talk about, maybe the hottest team right now this year, honestly, would have to be the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
Took down Baltimore, obviously in a thriller. Yep. And now took down Steelers, who actually seem to be a very good team as well.
Steelers are a good team this year.
Yeah. So Raiders are definitely something to talk about.
Yeah. I was talking about this with our cousin Nick T. Yeah. Derek Carr is surprising me and him too. He said he was surprising him too. I mean, he threw for 382 yards and 2 touchdowns last week. Week 1, he had a good game. No interceptions. I mean, bro, he's looking good. That offense is looking good. The run game is a little iffy too, but Henry Ruggs is getting involved. Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, they got some good guys on that offense. The wide receiver core, they got good running backs. Kenyon Drake, Barber, what's his face? The other running back who's coming off an injury soon. He got injured last week. Is your running back in fantasy? Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs didn't even play.
Yeah.
So
Vegas, playing in their home stadium too versus the Ravens week 1, it was electric. You can see how excited those fans are going to be. A lot of them traveled from Oakland too. I mean, that's one loyal fan base if I've ever seen one.
Henry Ruggs again with a lot of big plays, a lot of big splashy plays. That's what he brings to the table. I noticed he's very undersized though. So clearly he's got to create that separation.
He's quick though.
He's quick. He's got to get separation and he's got to make his catches. And that's why they have so high on the guy. So
I don't know if they have him in playing outside or slot. I think he should be.
I think they mix it up. Yeah, no, he's actually an outside guy. Which that's something I was talking about. Yeah, he's on the outside, which is a little weird. No, because they have Renfro. They use Renfro in the slot. I agree. Put him in the slot some more. I think so too. He's small, dude.
He's quick, bro. I mean, you put him in the
No,
slot.
absolutely. Yeah,
He
he's going to separate.
yeah, easily. He's shifty. He's really good.
He technically held Waller. 5 for 65 is considered a mediocre game for him. So that's this guy's nuts, man, with his targets. 7 targets again. I think he had 17 targets last week. Something crazy, right?
Yeah.
One thing that really stood out to me, obviously, was Najee Harris. Looks absolutely awesome. I mean, he didn't have a great game on the ground. He only had 38 rushing yards, but he got in the end zone. But he was excellent in the passing game, and you could just see what this guy's capable of. You know what I mean? He needs to get more touches on the ground. There's no doubt. Only 10 carries isn't going to cut it anyway.
They're going to work that in. They're going to work that in him rushing. They're not going to do it too fast yet.
They were behind too, so I'm assuming that was a big thing. So
yeah, they're behind, so they're not going to really run the ball. But again,
did you see some of the plays he made?
Yeah.
The touchdown, phenomenal.
His touchdown was amazing. His touchdown was amazing.
You see him throw that one guy, the cornerback, to the ground. You have to see that right on the sideline. He got him right in the shoulder, just chucked him, dude.
Bro, like Derrick Henry.
Powerful.
Like Derrick Henry. I've told everyone, bro. He reminds me of Henry. He's a big back like that.
Like a little small, but he's younger. Yeah, no, absolutely.
He could build up inside, bulk up in the offseason.
Yeah, I could see that.
He's gonna be good. Yeah, the Steelers got themselves a good one, bro.
Yeah, I think so, man.
Ben's not looking bad. Ben's not looking bad at all.
No, not at all.
Juju's getting involved again. Chase Claypool, Deontay Johnson, who is injured.
Juju had a great week. Deontay fine. I think Deontay's hurt though.
Yeah, I don't think that it's a serious injury, which is good. I think he might be out this upcoming week, like this Sunday. But next week he'll be back. I don't think it's anything too serious.
Claypool 3 for 70, but they're not getting involved enough.
I
don't know. Something's wrong because I can't say that. I'm sorry. He had 9 targets. He had the second most targets. So something is not clicking.
I didn't watch the game.
He starts catching balls, and there's gonna be he's explosive though.
Or no?
No, I didn't know.
I don't know if it was. I didn't watch this game. It's one of the ones I didn't watch. I don't know if it was.
That's why I was trying to figure it out myself.
Yeah.
Dude's explosive as hell, man. But
TJ Watt, did he get hurt this game or no? He had a forced fumble. I don't remember.
I don't.
His first game back or what?
So. Maybe. I remember now.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Why not get Claypool involved in the running game as well? Maybe
he can. Yeah, I think they got Juju involved a little bit, like or something.
Yeah. Hey, he's only had 3 catches both weeks. I mean, plenty of targets. So.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on, we have another good matchup. The Bengals versus the Bears. It was 2017 Bears. What do you have on that thing?
I mean, Joe Burrow looked a little sloppy that game. Granted, this is his second back since that knee injury last season, but first game he played really well. This game he really struggled, but I know the Bears defense is really, really solid. He had 3 interceptions. He threw for 2 tutties, 207 passing yards, and he was 19 for 30. Not the best he's done, but I think the Bengals just fell short. They had their opportunity to come back in this game, but they just couldn't do it. But Justin Fields did get a chance to play. We seen Andy Dalton go down right before halftime. And Fields, I didn't expect him to come in and look that good. I mean, first game in front of your home fans, you come in at halftime and you're really not prepared because, you're sitting on the sidelines, you don't really get that much time to warm up. He went 6-13, 6 yards, and he threw 1 pick. But they still ended up winning. Montgomery had 20 carries, 61 yards, didn't get in the end zone. But Justin Fields did show his running ability, 31 rushing yards. I feel like this is Montgomery's first game where he hasn't rushed over 100 yards in I want to say 8 games. I think he was on a 6-7 game streak of 100+ rushing yards each game.
He still had 20 carries.
20 carries for 60.
So that's great news for him. He's going to be fine. It's not a bad game. I mean, it wasn't a great average, but he's getting the production.
Darnell Mooney, 6 receptions, 66 yards. He was the most productive and looked at receiver in this game. Allen Robinson had 2 for 24. Darnell Mooney had a nice game. He didn't see the end zone, but for his
some weird numbers. 666.
Yeah, 666.
Catches 60 yards.
Yep.
I think the big standout here is that the fact that Justin Fields is clearly taking over the starting position, which they needed. They somehow gotten away with a close win. Bengals ended up in 2 close games now.
Yep.
Good news for Bengals that they're 1-1 and they're staying in games.
Bengals are gonna be a good
Joe
team.
Burrow will be fine. Yeah, Joe Burrow's got to get rid of those interceptions.
Having Andy Dalton get hurt was fate for Justin Fields to get in the game.
I think Mixon's on the same freaking thing as Montgomery. He's getting 20 carries a game. He blew up in week 1. He's going to be good.
Yeah, he had a really
they got a 3-headed monster there.
Get it out now.
Boyd, Higgins, Juice.
Yeah, they're going to be Joe Mixon and Montgomery are going to be all right. 20 plus carries.
The Cincinnati offense is awesome. So
yeah, look at their receiving core, bro. Tyler Boyd,
Boyd, Higgins, and Jamar Chase. That's ridiculous.
I mean, Boyd and
tight
Higgins.
end position sucks, but
yeah, tight end's not that good. Yeah,
a lot of upside here in the Bengals.
A lot of upside.
As far as the game, again, another only 3-point game. They lost this one instead of winning like they did the last week against Minnesota. But they started off. They had no points in the first half, so only 3 points in the third quarter, and then all 14 points in the last quarter. So they took too long to get going. Too many turnovers. So that's the way this game went. It could have went either way, but it was definitely it was one of those good matches. Probably boring to most people, but definitely a good finish.
I think the Bengals waited way too long to get going. Like
that's really it. Yep.
They scored
Fields did his job.
They're only closed the game in the fourth, bro. 2 touchdowns in the fourth. I mean that's unacceptable. So
Fields was like the best quarterback closer ever. He was coming in closing games.
Yeah. Justin Fields is gonna have a bright future. First game.
I love Justin Fields.
Come in unexpectedly, not expecting your quarterback to get hurt. Preseason we seen he did, so he's gonna be good. He'll be all right.
Yeah.
Really
so
that game though, just another okay game. Wasn't really too special.
We got one more blowout game here. Again, it should have been a better game, but wasn't. That was the Panthers blowing out the Saints 26-7. The Saints offense never got going after Winston threw 5 touchdowns off of I think under 20 throws last week.
Yes, but for that, the Saints coaching staff, I know a lot of the coaching staff, even their offensive coordinator, did test positive for COVID, so they could not attend that game.
That's right.
So the Saints were playing with a disadvantage. No disrespect to the Panthers because they still went out and played, bro. They still went out and played. Sam Darnold is doing phenomenal. I knew he was going to do this in Carolina, but the Saints are just playing at a disadvantage, having their coaches have COVID. It's hard to work with an offensive coordinator now who just stepped up and didn't really work with the offense that well. So
I mean, literally, this is the Saints just completely derailing. It's ridiculous.
This is
Winston, 111 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions,
and 50% accuracy.
Kamara 5 rushing yards, 4 reception yards, 9 yards total.
8 carries, bro. 8 carries for 5 yards. That was just a bad week for the Saints, man.
Their biggest stat leader was Winston.
He had the most rushing yards. Surprised he didn't throw the ball to himself too, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking pretty much. I mean, this is the most embarrassing performance I've seen in a long time.
I mean, that might have been worse than the Jets, honestly. And the Jets
that was worse than the Jets. Sam Darnold has been awesome. Clearly, McCaffrey. I know we just got injured, as we were recording, but awesome stuff. And another big standout is DJ Moore. DJ Moore looks freaking good, man. I had a feeling this was his year. This was definitely his year. And Sam Darnold, obviously.
Yeah.
They can get what's his name? Robbie Anderson involved a little bit more. Probably,
they will. Because
these are deep threat.
We've seen Sam Darnold and Robbie Anderson when they played in New York, their connection. So once that gets going and DJ Moore gets going at the same time, because he's already going, but once Robbie Anderson is incorporated and Christian McCaffrey is healthy again, this Panthers offense is going to be deadly. Because they're Terrence Marshall, I even like him a lot.
I think that was the big downside though, was Terrence Marshall though.
Yeah.
It's only week 2 for a rookie, so I think not excited about what he's been doing. I mean, he needs more targets, but
yeah, he does. But even with McCaffrey hurt, Chuba Hubbard is gonna be good. I see him in preseason, he was really good. I was high on him. I took him in most of my fantasy leagues. Just like McCaffrey, bro, he could catch, he could run, he could do everything. He's a versatile back. So the Panthers, good 2-0 team. They're going to be decent. They're going to make
There might be 3-0.
Yeah, might be 3-0. They're going to make a
And
push.
then on the flip side too was the Saints. I mean, Marquise Callaway hasn't performed the way we thought so going into the year. Even Harris on the receiving core, it's been a joke. Their best receiver has been Juwan Johnson, who's a tight end / hybrid receiver. So
They got Chris Hogan over there too. I didn't even realize.
Yeah, it's a fucking disaster at the moment. Hopefully they can bounce back. So
yeah.
And then we're left with a couple good games, our night games, and then probably the most exciting game of well, to be fair, the Ravens Chiefs might be more exciting, but the Titans and Seahawks came down to overtime as well.
That game was
it was a phenomenal game.
That whole game, amazing game. Julio Jones was Julio Jones again, bro. He had an amazing game too.
I see 2 playoff teams. That's what I see. Jumping out of the page. Tannehill, great, but can't get in the end zone.
Yeah,
27 for 40.
Yeah, week one, I think the Tennessee Titans was a little bit of a fluke, was a little bit of a mishap. Defense really didn't play that well. O-line really didn't block well for Tannehill. Yeah. But I think
it's kind of a Dak thing though. It's like they ran in 3 times. Henry punched in 3 touchdowns.
Dude, Henry had 35 carries. 35 carries.
So
3 tutties.
They won and they didn't need him to throw in. So
yeah, and he had 6 catches for 55 yards, bro. That is fucking amazing.
Or sometimes quarterbacks just have to be game managers,
Yeah. Yep. But Tannehill still threw for 347 yards.
Obviously, we had a Julio Jones sighting, 6 for 128. No touchdowns, obviously, because no one got any touchdowns there. But and I think
last 2 weeks.
And Henry's a monster. 35. You give him 35 carries when he's hot, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
I think what stood out more was the 6 receptions for 55 yards.
Yeah, that's
Henry involved in the passing game.
That surprised me so much. I did not expect that at all.
And
not at all did I expect that.
The Lockett Wilson connection looks better than ever. Obviously,
again,
Metcalf, I guess you can't. Not bad, 6 for 53.
Not bad, but
it's not enough.
Him and Russ always have that connection, but normally it's like on and off. But
like really at least get some deep threats, nothing.
Yep.
Nothing going on there.
The rush
Swain
there could have got better.
How do you feel about this Freddie Swain, who's seems to be stepping up in front of Metcalf here?
Yeah, that's surprising. I just think DK has yet to get going. Deacons did have more receptions, just less yardage, but he had 11 targets. DK had 11 targets. But something to note, Freddie Swain caught all of his targets, and that says something. It's only 5, but bringing in every ball that was thrown to you, that makes a statement to the coaching staff that used to be played more and used to be targeted a lot. And a touchdown he scored too. So Freddie Swain is making a big impact on the Seattle Seahawks early, which is good. And if you could get him, Lockett, and Metcalf all in sync and all putting up numbers and touchdowns, it's going to be another good team. I don't really see them being rushing heavy this year. Chris Carson, I mean, he's a hit or miss too. The rushing game is really hit or miss, but they have such a good wide receiver core that you really don't need to focus on the run that much. But I don't know if you have anything else to say about this matchup, Sal. Because
again, I think it was an excellent matchup. These are 2 playoff bound teams potentially at least, and there's still a lot of meat on the bone that they chomp. It's only week 2, so that both teams have things to work on. So I think there's a lot of upside coming. And then the games just kind of get better. The night games were awesome. So
night games are so good this year.
They were really good. I'm going to go into the Monday night game. Obviously, the second half blew into the Packers' favor, but it was a close game in the first half. Lions were trying to hang in there. Packers Lions, obviously the biggest rivalry of all time, literally the longest rivalry of all time, the most matches played. Lions and Packers always usually a good game. Packers usually have their Lions generally have their number. Although regardless of what kind of year they have, Lions seem to find a way to at least beat them once. But I think the big thing is that you have Aaron Rodgers, finally decided to play. Number 1, he had 4 touchdowns, 22 for 27, 255. Excellent showing. 3 of those 4 touchdowns we all know went to Aaron Jones, and he also ran in one. Tomlin got in the end zone.
Bro, that's crazy.
It's ridiculous. I mean, he only had 67 rushing yards for 17 carries, so he definitely needs to improve on his yardage. But if he's going to get in the end zone like that, that's obviously phenomenal. He does this every year. He has these kind of 4 touchdown games, regardless of how he does them. He's that kind of explosive kind of superstar in the backfield. I'd like to see them get AJ Dillon involved more, maybe too. Especially when
he could definitely be involved a little more, maybe in the passing game, third down,
yeah.
rushes, maybe in the red zone too. He's
Golf does not look bad. Golf just looks like golf. He still looks like golf. He looks like golf on a shittier team.
Yeah. One of the players that are stepping up for Detroit is Quintez Cephas. I picked him up in fantasy in all my leagues, bro.
Obviously we both tried to bid for him, so you outbid me on that one.
Yeah. I picked him up in a lot of my leagues, bro.
I put on 8. I think I put $8 down. You put 13. So
13 in my league. Yeah. His week 1 too. He had a big week 1. Another good week 2. 63 receiving yards. He got into the end zone, 4 receptions, 7 targets. I mean, that is that wide receiver 1 in Detroit right now. Is he the number 1 guy?
He's the wide receiver number. He's the wide receiver 1, but the number 1 guy is obviously Hawkinson.
Yeah.
Hawkinson's been phenomenal. He's been 8 catches a week, 10 targets a week. He's getting in the end zone every week so far. Hawkinson's definitely the guy, but I'd say Typhus as far as the receiving core goes.
Yeah.
The closest, which a lot of people were hoping for, was St. Brown. Perriman, we thought going into the season would have been, but he's gone. They cut him. I think you could use Jamal Williams and Swift more in the passing game. You did it week 1, but they had to really catch up here. So I can see what would happen.
Swift needs to be running the ball too. He only had 8 carries.
Yeah, they had 8 and 7, but they were behind. That second half, they literally shit the fucking. Yeah. They went away from the running game. 100%.
They need to get in the passing.
But I'm actually thoroughly surprised with the Lions. I know that they lost both games, but they've showed me a lot more than I expect. I thought they were going to be the worst team in the league, although they may still be that.
In the Texans, but everyone's surprising, bro.
Yeah, they're not at the Jacksonville or Jets level though. It's not.
The Giants this better. But we can't forget about Devontae Adams. He was back this week. He had a really good game. Week 1, he was quiet. 8 receptions, 121 yards. He didn't get in the end zone. But we've seen a little bit of Devontae Adams again, and that was good to see that connection with.
We can't forget about Devontae.
Who knows, bro? This could still be their last season. You see how they both post on their Instagram story the last dance picture.
Devontae 8, man, 8 catches, 121.
Yep. That's really it. This game.
Yeah, and then the going in was the best matchup. Whether you think so or not, it still came down to 1 freaking point. It was a phenomenal game. Honestly, it was back and forth the whole game. This was
always an exciting game.
It's lived up to its excitement. Yeah.
Chiefs and the Ravens. Let's cover the Chiefs first because I want to get on the Ravens last.
Okay.
The Chiefs are the Chiefs, bro. They looked amazing. Mahomes looked good. 24 for 31, 343 yards, 3 touchdowns. He did throw a pick. Clyde Edwards-Helaire really didn't produce much in the run game. He only had 46 yards.
He doesn't look that good.
Yeah, it doesn't look good at all. He had 13 carries. I believe he fumbled that as well.
Yeah.
He did fumble. He lost the fumble. Travis Kelce, he's a tight end, but he freaking puts up wide receiver numbers. He had 109 yards and 1 tutty. Tyreek Hill was quiet. Three receptions, 14 yards. Not really much going on with him.
You're gonna see him do this like once out of 6 weeks, something.
Yeah.
But the problem is the other guys are so splashy or they're big play kind of guys. There's no one who's gonna have
McCole Hardman is good for those big deep plays once in a while too.
And this could be why they lost. CH really didn't play well, had a fumble, and Hill was MIA. That literally can and they probably could have won this game. So this is the worst you're gonna see the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Literally at 35 points.
The Ravens defense is really good.
Yep.
And I don't care what anyone says, bro. The Ravens are the most exciting team in football. They are, every time I see them play prime time under the lights, whether it's home or away, the atmosphere is just electric. Lamar Jackson is fucking amazing, dude.
They want to win.
Puts on such a show, bro. He's everything. You look what he's doing with his wide receivers. He got Sammy Watkins now. He's got Marquise Brown. Rashad Bateman is injured, but when he comes back, he's gonna be dominant. Lamar did have 2 interceptions, but that's okay.
I don't want to take away from his performance, but he didn't have a great performance either, though.
Yeah, throwing wise, he ran for 107 yards.
He put the team on his back, and that's important.
Yeah,
just a Dak effect,
Yep. Hollywood Brown has really showed out. 6 receptions, 113 yards, and a tutty. He's having a good first 2 weeks. Sammy Watkins getting involved with 7 targets. That's something I expect. I don't know what those numbers are going to look like when Rashad Bateman comes back and starts to play, but again, he really didn't have much time with the team to get going, so who knows what that's going to look like. Mark Andrews, little low, 5 receptions, 57 yards, but he's gonna get back into it again. But that call for them to go for it to win the game on that fourth down, that is a gutsy call, man. But that is something you like to see out of your team as as a fan for Ravens. That I bet they were so excited to see that. I mean, I'm a Lamar fan myself. I'm not a Ravens fan. I like the Ravens, but Lamar, I'm a Lamar fan. So I can only imagine how the Ravens fans felt when that call was made. You seen the video of Harbaugh?
Yeah, man.
Lamar,
At the end.
They said his response was "F yeah, coach," and he did it, bro.
Yeah, we asked him to go for it.
Yeah,
Lamar.
Yeah, Lamar. You want to go for it? All right, let's do it. that was something, bro. And that hug between them at the end of the game, bro. That's just something you want to see. That's something you want to see.
This team has good chemistry. Good bond. They clearly they want to win. They want to prove themselves. They've come so close this recent years. I think it was a great example of leadership and starting off a game bad in your position like he did, but he found a way through the adversity. He started off with 2 picks, and think about it. I mean, no one would have thought Ravens would have won, especially after the way that he was throwing picks. So you got to give him credit where credit's due. He does need to get better in the passing game. He's, especially in these kind of games, but he's the leader and the kind of warrior you want. I mean, you can't take that away from him either. So stats don't always paint the entire picture. So
exactly. They were faced with some adversity in the beginning of the season, losing J.K. Dobbins, Marcus Peters, and I can't remember the other running backs name that they lost. Oh, Gus Edwards, Gus Butts. Yeah. Him and Marcus Peters fucking tore their ACLs back to back. One play, the next play, the other one did it. They did sign some studs: Latavius Murray, Le'Veon Bell, Devonta Freeman, Tyson Williams is stepping up. The best signing, in my opinion, was Latavius Murray. He's like the freshest, the one who's played the most since Devonta Freeman played with the Giants last year, but how that went. Le'Veon Bell, I don't really see him doing much, but Latavius Murray and Tyson Williams, they got themselves 2 good guys at running back, so it's really no worries there. Dude, I love watching the Ravens. I can watch them all the time. I really can. They're so.
No, it's very exciting, and Tyson Williams looked really good.
Yeah, he did. He's really
not looking good. This guy looked good.
I think getting thrown into that role, bro. You were behind Gus. You started at running back 3, then you took a running back 2, and then now you're running back 1. He's you got to be ready now. And
Hollywood had himself a game as well.
Yeah, Hollywood did have himself a game.
And when Hollywood's playing like that, this team's different. The Chiefs didn't score any points in the fourth quarter. You're not going to see that often, if ever. No. That's the one thing that they didn't do really is to score anything in the fourth.
The Ravens defense really locked down.
So they just dominated at the end there. Listen, this might be a matchup we're going to see again at some point.
I'm not sure. So for sure. You'll definitely see this matchup in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, that's every game from week 2. Obviously, it was a good week, a lot of close games. But week 3 is a little more important. I know it's already started as we're speaking, but
0-2 teams are on the verge of going 0-3. Definitely don't want to do that. You want to get your first win.
You want to figure out what 2-0 teams or legit 2-0 teams.
Exactly. So the Panthers is the first test tonight.
Whether you like it or not, 1-2 versus 2-1 is a big difference too. So
huge difference. It's got a couple.
Every game matters, man.
Couple division games this week too. The Cowboys and Eagles are playing Monday night.
Yeah, again, and this is when things really start to settle in. You see who's for real and who's not.
Yeah.
At least get an idea. It's still a little early, but
yeah, let's do a little quick pick 'em before we end the podcast for this week. Okay. Let's start off with the game tonight. Panthers or Texans?
Panthers for sure.
Yeah, the Panthers. I got the Panthers too. I think they're up 14-6 right now.
I haven't watched a minute other than what you've been telling me. So
yeah, even without McCaffrey, they're going to pull this one out for sure.
Yeah. They got trouble.
Yeah. Colts 0-2. Titans 1-1. Who you got in that game?
Titans.
Okay, I think I think the Colts are going to pull this one out. They're hungry for that win. 2 weeks in a row they lost by a couple points. So I think they're going to
I can understand that.
I got the Colts in this one. 0-2 versus 0-2, Falcons Giants. I mean, I want to say Giants too. I'm not being biased. but I just don't think the Falcons defense or offense is that much better than the Giants. Honestly, I think the Giants have a solid defense.
Giants lose this one, they might as well wrap it up.
Yeah, this is their week to step up and prove that they're good. That O-line, that offense.
We got Evan Ingram coming back as well. We haven't talked about that much.
And that offense is dead.
Well, he should be.
Kenny Galladay, Darius Slayton, Kadarius Toney, Shepard, Saquon, Daniel Jones is okay. And then you got Evan Ingram. There's no reason why we don't put up points.
Defense has to do their job.
Yep, defense has to do their job.
No, I got the Giants winning that one.
Yeah, I got Giants too, definitely. Sorry, Nick. By the way, Nick T. Chargers Chief, both 1-1. Chargers are really good, bro. Really good.
I think I was about to slam the Chargers myself there, especially after coming off a loss.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
The Chiefs Chargers. Are also coming off a loss. How often are you gonna see the Chiefs lose twice in a row?
Yeah, it's rare, but
I'm gonna have to stick with the Chiefs here. Yeah.
I'm gonna take Chargers.
I think the Chiefs are home, but yeah, the Chiefs are home. I'm gonna have to go with the Chiefs.
That'll be an interesting game to watch. One of the better ones of the week.
I don't think we could see the Chiefs go 1-2. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I have Chargers, but that is crazy. Bengals Steelers, both 1-1 division game. I have Bengals.
This might be one of the matchups of the week. I am gonna go with the Steelers. Though.
You're gonna go with Steelers.
Steelers also at home. They're big at home.
Yeah, Steelers are at home, but I think after the week the Bengals had last week in Chicago, I think Joe Burrow is going to bounce back. Joe Mixon's going to bounce back, and they're gonna be good. They're gonna have a good week. Next game, 1-1 again. Bears Browns. I have the Browns in this one for sure.
Surprisingly, and well, I don't want to say surprise. I mean, Justin Fields taking over. I'm going with Bears.
That's true. I'm still gonna go with the. Actually, you know what?
I think the Browns have too many question marks all of a sudden.
Yeah,
I thought they were looking better, and now there's a lot of question marks. And then Justin Fields makes it.
Definitely going with the Bears because
it's hard to go against Justin right now.
The Browns have too many injuries right now on offense. Wide receiver core.
Yeah, I know they're at home, but the away team's gonna win. It might be that one. That's a good game though.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good game. Ravens 1-1, Lions 0-2. Who do you got here? This is an obvious.
Ravens.
Yeah, Ravens. Lions fall to 0-3. You know they're not gonna get many wins this season, but Ravens are definitely going to blow.
No, they're not beating the Ravens. Yeah,
not a chance. Not this Ravens team. Another interesting matchup. It's going to be this one either can be really good or really bad. Both 1-1, Saints versus Patriots. I'm going to go Saints on this one.
My initial thought was Saints. I'm going to have to stick with that. They're going to bounce back offensively. All they have to do is get that offense going, and they beat that team.
If their coach comes back, I don't know.
And limit the interception, the turnovers. If Patriots win the turnover bout, they're going to win.
Yeah, their defense is good too.
You can't allow the Patriots to get turnovers. They're going to outmanage you.
Yep. I'm going to go with the Saints though because I think they're going to have a bounce back week.
Yeah. No, I'm going to stick with the Saints. I'm not excited about the Patriots.
This is an easy one too. Cardinals 2-0, Jags 0-2. There's no chance that the Cardinals are electric right now too. They're gonna blow them out.
Yeah, 18 straight losses. Cardinals.
Yep. Football team 1-1, Bills 1-1. It's gonna be an okay matchup. Bills. I think the Bills are gonna run away with this one though. Definitely.
Bills, I don't think it's close.
Yeah.
I really don't. Yeah, Bills. It could be a close game, but I don't think
it could be a close game if Washington's defense.
Washington doesn't look good, man.
No.
They don't look good.
No. I'm hoping this is the week.
McLaurin looks good.
Josh Allen gets going. This is going to be the week Josh Allen gets going. 0-2. Yeah, Jets 0-2. Broncos 2-0. I think this is an easy one.
I don't think anybody's going to watch this game, but Broncos are going to destroy them.
Yeah. Broncos going to go 3-0.
Broncos might shut them out. Mark my words.
They might. The defense is really good. I guarantee you, Patrick Surtain, the third, is going to get a pick six.
Start the Broncos this week.
Yeah, start the Broncos D definitely. Dolphins 1-1, Raiders 2-0.
I kind of like this matchup, but not after losing Tua.
I know.
Raiders are freaking hot, and I'm all in on the Raiders right now. I really am. Yeah,
and I believe
they're clearly the better team.
Yeah, Raiders are home this game.
And they're home. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Raiders.
No, Raiders. I'm all in on the Raiders. I'm kind of rooting for them this year now.
Another matchup of the week: Seahawks Vikings 1-1 and versus 0-2. I think
surprisingly, I think the Vikings can take this.
They go with the Vikings too. They're gonna have a bounce back.
Unless like Metcalf can kind of get going as well. There's more like, diversity in that offense than just Tyler Lockett and Russ Wilson.
I'm going to say the Vikings win because the run game is just that much better than the Seahawks. Definitely.
Yeah. I think Cook goes off finally. I mean, he had a great week, but I think he starts hitting the end zone.
Seahawks are not going to be able to stop both. So I'm going to go Vikings on this one too.
Yeah, let's go Vikings on that one. Vikings
so
aren't going
actually,
1-3.
I keep saying matchup of the week, but this one might be it, bro. 2-0, Bucks, Rams, Super Bowl champs versus the hottest team in football right now.
Definitely the football. Definitely the game of the week. They should have flexed this into at least a Sunday night game.
Yeah, they should have been a Sunday night or Monday night. Oh, man, bro,
I'm gonna have to stick with the Bucks, obviously, but
I
can see the Rams being the team to beat them.
I think I'm gonna go with Rams, bro. They're home. I think it's time.
It comes down to that Rams defense. It's that Rams defense versus the Bucks offense. It's that simple,
It's gonna be a good offensive battle, though. I can tell you that.
It could be very similar to the Cowboys Bucks games. Yeah, Buck game.
So I'm gonna go Rams. I think they're gonna win by a field goal or a couple picks. Packers.
Yeah, it's gonna come down to like literally an interception or penalties. It's gonna come down to like the little things.
Definitely. You got Packers 1-1 and 49ers 2-0.
I don't like this game for whatever reason. I don't know. I'm not liking either team this year personally.
Sunday night game.
They're two of the better teams probably, but yeah, I'm not excited about even watching this game. But
it's the Packers' third night game in a row.
I'm gonna have to go with the Packers because they play remotely like they did last week. I don't think the Niners are better than them.
Aaron Rodgers is on. Packers are gonna edge them out.
I really don't like the Niners. I don't like the team.
No, I like the defense a little bit.
I think they're a smoke. I think they're the defense. I think they're a smoke screen, man. They're all smoke to me.
Yeah, I think the Packers edge this one out a lot. Big division rivalry, Monday Night Football. Your boys versus the E-Girls. 1-1, big division matchup. Winner of this.
This one's a little
first place.
Of course I want to be like, Cowboys, but this one's a little interesting because I don't know who the Eagles are. You saw 2 different weeks already. I know 2. I mean, they played the freaking Falcons, and then who the heck was last week? And then the Niners, yeah. But also, I don't think is that great of a team. I think the Cowboys absolutely should have this. It is a division rival game. It's gonna be closer for that reason. But the Cowboys, obviously, yes.
Yeah, bro. Monday night matchup. Dallas is home. Zeke eats. Dak eats. The offense eats.
Ideally, I think we could blow them out personally, but
yeah,
a win is a win. I'll take a win. So
I think the Cowboys take this one, and that's the final matchup for the weeks.
Yeah.
All right.
It's been an absolute pleasure to co-host with you and to have our first podcast together, official podcast together. I'm gonna cheers to that. I know you don't have a drink, but
I have one on me. But cheers to that, bro. I'm excited to have you along. This is the first of many podcasts that we're gonna do. We're gonna have some guests on in the future, but this is so the quality, we're doing it on Zoom right now. I just want to say this really quick. We're doing it on Zoom, but I'm working on a different platform to do it on that gets us better quality because it's a little blurry or whatever. And I'm going to find another platform that's going to have me able to just take the audio and put it on other apps too. And we're going to work towards an intro for YouTube too. So I'm getting all of that figured out. Stay tuned for merch. As you guys could tell, the big, our logo, the Big Blitz new logo. Shout out to Joey Kemple for making the logo for us. One of our cousins. Love the logo. Watch out for merch. So that'll be coming in the upcoming weeks too. I'm coming home in Jersey October 13th. So I'm going to talk to my uncle and stuff about doing merch and doing stuff like that. So be tuned for that. And it's honestly a pleasure to have you here. I'm so excited to get this going. Thank you. I know you leave for Italy tomorrow, right?
I'll be gone. Obviously, first time. So the dream come true. I'll be gone next week, so you'll have to run it without me for 1 week. We'll bring someone in. Yep. And I'm excited to get back and get our next podcast going. We're gonna have so much content. I think honestly, I think we all have to start somewhere, and this is it. So
first week is just gonna be a little easy, simple this stuff, but each week we're gonna grow more content, more ideas, more fun.
Could even be more videos in a week. I mean, could be podcasts, could be just additional videos on YouTube. Who knows?
Exactly. Additional videos on YouTube.
In fact, the best thing to probably do is get everybody's feedback. We need your feedback. So please, you guys tell us what you want.
Like, subscribe to the YouTube, share with your friends. I want feedback. What do you guys want to see? What do you guys want us to talk about more? We want you guys to be involved just as much as us. We're gonna make.
We're not doing this for us.
We're doing this for you guys. We love it. Don't get us wrong. We love it, but we love to put out content for.
I should be packing right now. You know,
Yeah,
I'm doing this for you guys. Absolutely. 100%.
exactly. We love this. So,
The
all right,
fans are
Sal.
always come first. So thank you, man.
Safe flight in Florida, and for Italy, safe flight in Italy.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in each and every week. We love our supporters. Appreciate you guys. Like, share, comment, leave reviews. That should do it for today's podcast, guys. Always remember to tell someone you love them. There's no time for hate in this world. Thank you, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.
God bless.